Hey, welcome to the fourth video from the Memory Lane Comics 175 comic book haul. We have Astonishing X-Men number 1. I've never read it, but if you're going to start with a comic, it's good to start with number 1. The Astonishing X-Men number 3. Now, this is for the Age of Apocalypse. I had all these. I think I gave them to Hunter, but I'm not going to ask for them back, but I definitely want to read them. I don't know why I ever gave them away anyway. Those were really good from my perspective. All right, X-Men Classics. I had a bunch of these, but I don't know which ones I had. I only found one, but it had the diaries in it. I'm like, yes, that's a good one because the diaries, ROM, and I even checked in it because I was like, I wonder if ROM's in this. Now, X-Men Classic or Classic X-Men, I can't remember which one was just reprints and which one had the extra storyline in it. But at this time, did they actually have the right to reprint ROM is what I'm wondering. Because at some point, I don't know when they lost the right or when ROM, blah, blah, blah. I don't understand all that stuff. Here he is. So he was in the issue. Now, I'm wondering if he was referred to as ROM or if they had to blurt out that word and say, there's the Space Knight. You know, because they can still use ROM sometimes, I guess, but they'd have to refer to him as something else. All right, so X-Men number 1. There was like, I kid you not, in the box, there was about an inch of these, and they were all the same. And I was like, wow, this is one of the most overproduced comic in history, or oversold. It was supposed to be a huge hit. Jim Lee was coming in to the, well, he wasn't coming back yet. He wasn't out of Marvel at this time, but he got an X-Men title all to himself, and this was it. Maybe he's coming back to X-Men is what I'm thinking in my head. Like he was away from it for a while. All right, and what I first was thinking wrongly about was that it was Image Comics. That was afterwards. I remember when these came out. My girlfriend at the time, Christy, gave me this because I was too cheap to actually buy any of them because I was like, oh no, I can't afford these things. She was always trying to teach me how to be young again and stop being too stuck in the mud. All right, X-Men number 10 from the same period. X-Men number 24. It'd be nice to get a whole run of these while I was there, but I didn't see a whole run. X-Men with the X-Babies. I don't know which. 46. X-Men 62. Now, this is when they started getting that weird art that I kind of like. I mean, everything's so exaggerated. Like those teeth. That's kind of ridiculous. Ugh. Or just kissing my girlfriend. That makes me mad. Now, if that was around the time when I dumped her for Zealot, I guess I can't be too mad. No, I don't remember it being around that time. I think I was mad whenever I saw that when I was I used to collect these up to whenever they split the team up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot keep up with 2X titles. I'm too poor. All right, Executioner's Song, number 1. I think that was Charles Xavier that was standing right there. What in the world is that creepy thing? I think they made a toy of that, and it was mostly yellow. I seem to vaguely remember that. This guy, I never knew who he was. I had the action figure of him, Exodus. I always call him the Tooth Fairy because he had these like fairy-like wings. Every time I see this, I think that's Kitty Pryde. And it's just because Kitty Pryde was one of the people. I didn't grow up reading the original X-Men. I grew up reading right after Phoenix became like 135. So Kitty came on right around that time. That's some interestingly over-exaggerated art. I don't know, I like it. This one seems like it has something in it. Nope. Ugh, glossy pages. So when did they start doing glossy pages? Because that to me is the end of comic books. Because I always say 2011 was the end of comic books because New 52 ruined the DC universe. But it's really the glossy pages because like you can only read those outside. You try to read those inside, you're going to have glare in your eyes. And if you read them in direct sunlight, you'll burn your retina. Iceman versus Generation X's White Queen. The Ozymandias. Is that like Ozzy Osbourne? A Son's Pain. Sorry. Like I said, I woke up in an incredibly cold house. The Phalanx. The flanks is right up there with fillet of fish. Fillet of fish. That'd be good right now. I got some fish fillets in the refrigerator I could cook later. Divided they shall fall. Turbulence. Yeah, this is way past my time. I was definitely not reading comics at this time. I mean, they were so dang expensive. I mean, $1.99. Who can afford that? Yeah, I know they're like $5 now, but that's your issue. That's not mine. I ain't gonna read it. I bought one $5 comic book last year. A new one, in other words. And anyway, the Magneto War. All right, Micronauts. Love Micronauts. I probably already have a whole set of these. I'm starting to find out that I don't have everything on my computer that I thought I did, so I'm going to go back through my comics again because I missed a few boxes evidently. So and also when I got rid of some, I don't think I took them off the computer, so I'm going to have to redo the whole thing. It looks like maybe I should get the CLZ app, wipe it out, and just completely start over. That's a lot of... So anyway, the Micronauts is one, of course, my favorite comic books from my childhood. They still have got to make action figures for these, but they probably won't do it until the Rapture, so I'll probably never see them. I had an Acroyer that was close enough to Acroyer. Commander Rand was, well, his backpack made him distinguishably easy to figure out. This was his backpack. See? And they never made a Bug, but they always referred to him as the Galactic Defender, which was an action figure that looked nothing like him. And Marionette, there was no action figure for Marionette. She was a girl, and girls have cooties. Oh, well. This is definitely a superhero team that we need plastic incarnations of. And don't give me the, oh, they made a set with the little tiny immovable figures. I don't want to hear that. All right, we got Youngblood. Now, I kind of vaguely remember that I liked Youngblood a little bit. Back in the 90s, it was one of the better of the Image comics. I always feel like, okay, they're like the Avengers in this universe. So, you know, we got Hawkeye right there, and Gunman and Gunman and Gunman. So, like, they're a more deadly version of them. That's what I felt like, at least. I felt like Wildcats was like the X-Men Justice League, and this was Avengers, sort of. I'd say there's definitely something in the middle of this. Oh, I got a card. Cool. That's a flip book, too. Huh. So I got, on one side, I got Youngblood number 3, and on the other side, I got Youngblood number 3. Oh, good. That's good to know. I just realized that this one's a wraparound cover. And then Chapel is on the front of this one. I think that's who that was. Let's see, is this a wraparound or is it just an advertisement for another one? Because it doesn't... let's find out. No, it's not a wraparound. It's just two very good pieces of art on the covers. I mean, these were glossy pages too back in the 90s, but... oh well. So guys, what was your favorite Image comic? Mine's definitely Wildcats. Thanks for watching. I'm starting to get a scratchy throat. Have a great day.